Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
A community in Macomb County is trying to figure out what to do following reports of noisy after-hours parties happening outside a popular sports bar. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Ty Steele.
I'm Kimberly Gill. The city of Warren says it's received multiple complaints about music and drinking, not inside, but outside the Motor City Sports Bar and Grill. It's in the area of Mound and 8 Mile. Local 4's Shantae Passmore is live with how city officials are looking into possibly closing the bar's doors for good. Shantae.
Yeah, guys, empty liquor bottles, juice boxes, cups. This is just outside of the Motor City Sports Bar and Grill. There's actually signs saying, hey, no drinking, no blasting or loud music. The city says none of that is working. Meanwhile, the bar says it feels blindsided by this idea. Near the no loitering, no littering, and no drinking signs, empty liquor bottles lay nearby.
So this item has been a problem for at least a year that I know about.
During a recent city council meeting, officials outlined its case to declare Motor City Sports Bar and Grill a public nuisance, even showing videos of people blaring music in the lot. The bar sits between an industrial area and neighborhoods. The family-owned restaurants say they weren't notified their business would be discussed during the meeting.
Felt attacked.
Why?
It's our livelihood. It's how we feed ourselves, put food on the table.
To combat the unwanted activity, it's invested in more signage and even this live camera monitoring system to deter party goers. Homeowners tell Local 4 sometimes the parties spill over into the neighborhood.
Mostly like after 12, 1 to like 2:30, like that. Everywhere the parking.
Neighbors also say they've seen reckless driving. There are signs banning overnight parking for non-residents. So how many calls have police responded to in the area? A city official said 253 runs in the last 3 years. According to Warren PD, 49 police runs to the location within the past 6 months. While some neighbors support the idea of a shutdown, this man feels that's extreme.
I think it's a good establishment right there. It just, it gets overpacked. Put a wall up, they do it for highways to keep the sound inside the highway, so you could do it around that.
And the bar tells me it is looking to the possibility of adding a wall, maybe even doing valet service. As for what's next from City Hall, we just got this statement into the newsroom from the city attorney's office, and it reads in part, we will be reviewing the incident reports corresponding to the reported offenses and deciding the proper course of legal action to most effectively remediate neighborhood disturbance. We're live in Warren tonight. I'm Shantae Passmore, Local 4.
Okay, keep us posted on how that ends up. Shantae, thank you.
And now for an update on a story that we've been following for years, the latest on the Edenville Dam breach. Today, the Michigan Court of Claims heard arguments in a lawsuit that seeks to hold the state accountable or liable for the devastating dam breach in Midland County. This was in 2020. Local 4's Jay Scott Smith joining us in the studio with the latest. Jay, this case is the latest after years of legal wrangling following those devastating floods.
Yes, indeed, Ty. And as hard as it is to believe, it's been nearly 5 years since the Edenville Dam, after days of heavy rains, gave way and unleashed horrific flooding that washed away everything in sight on May 19th, 2020.
Chopper 4 flew over Midland County earlier today, getting a look at what the former lakefront community looks like. The flooding emptied out all 4 of the man-made lakes and caused an estimated $200 million in damage to the region, infrastructure, and ecosystem. And the breach also led to a flood of lawsuits and years of legal battles. Today's hearing in a case that has been languishing in court since September 2023 sought to hold the state of Michigan liable as well. Judge James Redford ruled that the state's attempt to dismiss the claim would be denied without prejudice. Now, the suit says that the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy knew the dam was structurally unfit in 2018, 2 years before the breach, yet still allowed water to flow into it. The suit was not connected with an earlier one filed by the state against the dam's owner, Lee Mueller, whose company Boyce Hydro operated the dam at the time. In September 2018, around the same time that the dam was deemed structurally unfit, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission revoked the company's hydropower license, citing years of the company's failure to address safety issues and the dam's inability to withstand a major flood. In November 2023, Mueller and Boyce Hydro was found to be liable in federal court for the dam's failure and was ordered to pay $119 million in damages. The company has since filed for bankruptcy.
Now, the attorney for the group of residents that are suing the state responded following the hearing with a statement saying that he was pleased with the judge's decision, adding, for 5 years, the state of Michigan knew about the dam's dangerous conditions, but refused to act in the best interest of the public. Instead, made the dam more dangerous by authorizing higher water levels. We look forward to pressing forward with this case and ensuring justice for those impacted by this catastrophic failure. Now, thankfully, no one was killed in that flooding during that breach 5 years ago, which is absolutely amazing. And yes, the 5-year anniversary is coming up 1 week from today on May 19th.
Yeah.
Thank you for the update on that. And also, we wanted to say this is your first story on Local 4, so welcome to the family. It's good to have you.
You've actually got family here. You're from here. I know they must be happy to be seeing you on TV.
Born and raised here, raised on Local 4. Carmen Harlan spoke at my high school graduation. Shout out to everybody at Renaissance High School watching this, by the way.
Nice.
Yes, indeed. This is an honor for me to be able to do this. I've been in the business 20 years, and to be able to do something like this, especially
in
here,
your hometown,
where I was born, in my hometown with family, people I know watching.
Wow.
I'm just happy. It's a dream. I'm still kind of, my hands are probably shaking a little bit. It just doesn't seem like it, but this is one of the coolest things ever.
Very, very nice, and we're happy to have you.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Blessed to have you, man. Thank you.
All right, and more news tonight. A surprising announcement coming out of the trade talks between the U.S. and China. The two countries concluded a marathon weekend of talks by agreeing to drastically reduce tariffs on one another's imports for at least 90 days.
They were very happy to be able to do something with us. And the relationship is very, very good. I'll speak to President Xi maybe at the end of the week.
With this new 90-day agreement, which takes effect Wednesday, the U.S. will lower tariffs on Chinese goods from 145% to 30%. And China will cut its levies on U.S. imports from 125% to 10%, still high rates by historical standards. The director of the National Economic Council, Kevin Hassett, described it as a, quote, historic fresh start in the relationship between the world's two largest economies. He also defended Trump's aggressive approach to the global trade negotiations, which has resulted in a back and forth between China and the U.S., ratcheting up tariffs on one another's goods.
If you do anything that might change the status quo, then that's going to add to uncertainty. But the uncertainty is on the right side of the American worker, because ultimately, if the uncertainty works, then you move to a better place. And that's what we're seeing in country after country after country.
Global markets reacting in a very positive fashion to the news Monday. It's also a sigh of relief for at least 90 days for businesses and consumers. The sky-high tariffs had pretty much stopped trade with China, raising the risk of supply chain shocks, higher prices, and shortages.
President Trump leaving today on a trip to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates with the stated goal of shoring up relationships in that part of the world while also making more economic deals.
A man from India and in the United States on a student visa is now facing criminal charges. He's accused of scamming an elderly couple from Shelby Township out of $50,000. Here's what police say he did. 25-year-old Vedant Kumar Patel claimed to be from the U.S. Treasury Department. And in an email, police say Patel told the elderly couple they had pending credit card charges linked to child pornography, and that the only way to prevent the charges from going through was to withdraw $50,000 from their bank account. They did, and on April 5th, Patel drove from his home in Toledo, Ohio, and picked up the money at the couple's house. Detectives then say he immediately mailed the money to someone in India. Police arrested Patel 3 weeks later in Toledo. He is charged with larceny and false pretenses. The Macomb County prosecutor says Patel is here in the U.S. on a student visa. Now he's under federal investigation for at least 2 other scams involving elderly people.
A year-long investigation has led to several arrests in an alleged auto theft ring. It started in March of 2024 in Pinckney, where an officer saw new vehicles speeding away from the parking area of a Chrysler dealership. So after a pursuit, one of the cars was stopped and it was determined to have just been stolen. 2 men were arrested and the investigation began into what officers now say was a statewide auto theft ring. We're told months of search warrants and hundreds of hours of investigation has now led to felony charges against 7 men from Detroit. Detectives believe this group has been stealing from dealerships and individual car owners all over southern Michigan. One of the biggest attractions on Belle Isle is going out of commission for a while.
Now let's take a live look at the island from one of our sky cams. The James Scott Memorial Fountain, which has been there for 100 years, is about to get a $6 million renovation. Later this week, the fountain will be fenced off as the Michigan DNR starts an 18-month project.
They'll be installing new concrete beams and replacing the plumbing underneath, while also installing a watertight seal and a new marble around the lower bowl to prevent water from seeping into areas where it shouldn't be. So certainly good news, because that looks like it's something that should be in Europe and should be renovated, and it's gorgeous.
Just iconic.
Yeah, it really is.
What a great day to look at anything outdoor, including Belle Isle. We had another warm, sunny day, but changes are on the horizon.
Ron Hilliard in for Kim Adams tonight. We've got some rain coming.
That's right. And Kimberly, Ty, you know we are the Paris of the Midwest. We are looking at a little bit of cloud activity in Metro Detroit. This being viewed from Windsor, but the rain showers are still to our south. We're at 76 in Detroit, Ann Arbor 77, Port Huron 81, Adrian 76 degrees. It is a warm one out there. So yes, we have some clouds. Still seeing some sunshine though peeking through. Rain showers still down in Ohio. Those are moving northward. They will get into Metro Detroit later on this evening. We will have the opportunity for a dry Tigers game, at least for the majority of it. A couple of showers might try to enter into Metro Detroit by the end of it, but otherwise things are going to be looking pretty good. Now, this is what we have right here. Warm weather still flowing into the Great Lakes. It is going to be the case all week long. We have this southerly flow coming out of the south and the southeast. That is going to keep us warm, but we also have multiple chances of rain. I'm going to break down all those chances coming up for you in just a moment.